Hello there and welcome to my channel. My name is Lesa and today we are taking two very popular Halloween decor items from Pottery Barn and making our own version in this DIY video. This first Pottery Barn dupe that we're going to make is Gus the Ghost with the pumpkin pillow. I fell in love with him when I saw him on the website, but at almost $90, I just wasn't going to do that. Now, full disclosure, I have been sewing since I was 9 years old. I have a degree in fashion design. I could have made this project very intense and very structured, but I wanted to keep this beginner friendly and very easy and also not labor intensive. So if you have sewing skills, then by all means, jump right in, make a gusset, fill him up, all the things. But we're going to be using this towel as our stuffing on the inside of our Gus the Ghost. I'm doing this also because when I store him, I want to be able to lay him flat. So I did not want to stuff him or fill him with polyfill. So I'm going to roll it up. I later end up putting some masking tape around it to keep it secure. But I'm measuring the height and the width and then doubling the height so that we have our overall measurement. Mine came out to be 30 inches. It was 12 inches times 2 plus 4 inches across the top, and then I left an inch seam allowance all the way around. So to be generous, I just rounded it off at 30 inches. This pack of Sherpa pumpkins came from JoAnn's. I got it 60% off, and the little orange one was the perfect size and color. First thing you're going to want to do is lay out your white Sherpa fabric, mark off and measure all of your dimensions. Again, mine is a 30 by 30 square, and then cut your Sherpa down to size. This fabric and this project are very forgiving. So like I said, beginner friendly and very easy is something that you could even do with your kids. I'm double checking my measurements and then we're going to start sewing. I'm just using a basic straight stitch here, hemming 1 inch all the way around on all 4 sides. If you do not sew or do not have a sewing machine, you could stitch this by hand. You could also use iron-on hem tape, which you can find in the sewing department at Hobby Lobby or Walmart. You can also find it at sewing stores like JoAnn's Fabric and Craft. You could even hot glue this down. I don't know how well that would hold, but if you are limited to a hot glue gun, absolutely give it a try, and I'm sure it would work. They also make a fabric glue, so your options are limitless. You do not have to have a sewing machine or sewing skills to make Gus the Ghost. I personally chose to go ahead and sew this with my machine because it gives that finished hem from the front side that is in the original Gus the Ghost on Pottery Barn's website. So what you have is basically a blanket, and we're going to lay it out corner to corner so that we can center it up. And this is where I realized I needed to put some masking tape on that towel to keep it wrapped up. Again, when I store it, I will pull that towel out and Gus will lay flat in my storage tote. Once he is centered on his little blanket, I'm going to stand him up, and then we're going to work on creating the pleats in his folds around his draping. I'm going to just use a needle and thread to very quickly tack these folds together in just about an inch section on each fold. That way they stay together and are structured as he's sitting out on my couch, my shelf, my hearth, wherever I choose to put him. Again, this is a step that you could come up with alternative methods if you do not want to use a needle and thread. You could again glue these little sections together. It's not very much, it's just about an inch here that I am stitching together. I am doing this all the way around Gus. I did 7 different spots. The 2 in the front I positioned so that I could then tack the pumpkin into his little ghosty folded hands there. And I'm just using some tacking stitches here to attach this little Sherpa pumpkin. You could also glue this in, or as you could see in the very beginning, he is sold without a pumpkin if you prefer that more clean line, all white with ghost eye look. For his eyes, I am making a template out of a piece of paper. I just freehanded this and am measuring it to make sure it is proportionately the right size. The original $90 Gus the Ghost on Pottery Barn website had black Sherpa eyes. If you can get a little strip of black Sherpa, then definitely go for that. It would be a more authentic look. I had this black felt on hand and did not feel like I wanted to spend any more money or add any more fabrics to my craft closet. So I went with what I had and I think it still turned out really good. Once I have the template, I cut 2 eyes out of the felt, and again, just doing a really quick whip stitch to tack these eyes onto Gus the Ghost. You can see here how I wrapped that towel with masking tape. And then I'm going to just slide Gus on top of that towel, and he's going to stand up perfectly. Once I had him on there and finished, I felt like his head was a little flat. So back to my craft closet I go, and I happen to have this half sphere craft foam. I believe I picked this up for a project at Walmart. If you want one, you can find it there, or you could bunch up another little towel or leftover Sherpa to get the same look. I just put it on top of the rolled up towel, and it gives him that rounded ghost head, and he's perfect. I think he just turned out so cute and adorable. My husband was impressed, and I sent a picture to my boys and they thought he was cute too. I spent a fraction of the original price of $90 and have a very cute Gus the Ghost, and the supplies I have, I could easily make another one to give him a friend or to give to someone that I know loves Halloween and Halloween decor. This second Pottery Barn dupe project that we're making are these set of 2 light up ghosts, and you can see from the resale price, because they are sold out online at Pottery Barn, they are going for a very high dollar price tag. And we're not about that here when we can make it ourselves. This one is such an easy project. So simple. Let me know in the comments if you make any of these projects. I would love to hear all about it. The base for these light up ghosts are these tomato cages. I got one that is in 33 inches and the larger tomato cage is 42 inches. I picked these up at Lowe's. The first thing I'm going to do is take a couple of zip ties and use them to draw in these open spiked ends of the tomato cage together. If you don't have a zip tie, you could use wire, string, a rubber band. You just want to make sure that these are secure and in place all together in a bunch. If you don't have zip ties, I highly recommend keeping them in your craft closet. I use these all the time and pick them up when I'm in Dollar Tree. You can see here how I have cinched all of those metal ends together. I picked up my styrofoam balls from JoAnn's, and you will just want to spear them down and secure them onto those spiked ends. They go down very easy, and this is not difficult at all. I put the larger one obviously on the large tomato cage, and the smaller one goes on the 33-inch tomato cage. Once those styrofoam balls are secured into place, then just proceed to wrap each cage with a strand of Christmas lights. Mine were 150 light strands, but you could use smaller strands as well. The white stringed Christmas lights are ideal because the green ones might potentially show through our white sheet that we're going to drape our little ghosts in. Buying a set of twin sheets was cheaper than buying white fabric at the fabric store, so I'm using the flat twin sheet on the big ghost. I'm just finding the center of the sheet, lining it up, and draping it over the tomato cage. So easy, so simple. I cannot believe how much they are charging for these things when you can make them like this at home. We are going to repeat the process on the smaller ghost, wrapping the cage with the lights, And then we will use the fitted sheet for the little ghost. So in order to get it flat, we are going to have to cut out that elastic band. This does not have to be perfect. It is going to be a little jagged and ragged, but that is okay. That will just add to the appeal of your ghost. Just make sure you cut that elastic band out all the way around. Once you have all that elastic removed, we're going to do the same thing. Find the center of the sheet and drape it over our little ghost. And there we have the set, but we're going to make them even more fabulous by draping this creepy fabric netting that you get at the Halloween store. I found mine at Walmart, and you just literally one sheet for each ghost and drape it over top of each of them. If you want more draping, then definitely add 2 or 3 of these to each of your ghosts. I was just fine with the way it looked with one. Just like I did for Gus the Ghost, I made a template on paper and then cut out felt eyes. I made the smaller ghost's eyes proportionate to his face, so the large ghost has a little bit bigger eyes. And then because we have that styrofoam ball underneath the fabric, I am taking some black push pins and securing the eyes into that styrofoam. And then to keep the fabric from blowing away, I'm taking some white pins and pushing a couple of those around the top of the head, just so it's secure and does not get caught up in the wind and fly off. This also makes it super easy for when I want to store them at the end of the season. I can just deconstruct these and they will be easy to put up in my attic for next year. And for less than $40, I have a Pottery Barn dupe of the set of lit up ghosts. They look so wonderful at night. It is going to be perfect for trick-or-treaters, so festive. I don't do much for Halloween, but I do love little fun and cute, non-scary things like these. And if these crafts are too much for you still, head to Target for this $10 jack-o'-lantern pillow. It is a really close dupe for the Pottery Barn version. It just does not light up in its mouth, but for the savings, it is still a nice Halloween decoration to add to your collection. And I found this ghost pillow dupe at JoAnn's. Again, considerable savings from the original $40 ghost-shaped pillow. So I snagged it as soon as I saw it because he was on 60% off of $40. So another great Pottery Barn dupe. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed making these projects with me. I hope you give them a try so you too have a Gus the Ghost and a set of light up pumpkins at this considerable savings off of the Pottery Barn website. If you enjoy this video, I always appreciate that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. And until I see you in that next video, have a wonderful and blessed day.